Every single day, thousands of people walk past this iconic Kenyan landmark. They pass by its walls, glance at the building, maybe even wait outside it, or interact or have festivals. But very few ever take that one step inside. Today, I'm changing that. We are stepping into one of the Kenyan's greatest Eden treasures, the Kenya National Archives, a place where centuries of history, culture, art, and forgettable stories have been carefully preserved. From priceless artifacts to the incredible Murumbi collection, every room holds a piece of Kenyan's identity or Kenya's identity. So come with me as we discover what most people have been walking past all along. From the outside, it looks like just any other building in the city. But behind these walls are decades of history and culture, memories waiting to be discovered. Hi guys, my name is Kush, the girl from the City of Champions, and today we are touring the archives. We as Kenyans, we always pass by this place. Tupatane Archives is the goal, it's always the thing, bam. Today, guess what? We are getting to see the building inside. And I saw a video of somebody touring the archives and I was like, yeah, I could probably show my people inside this place. I'm looking beautiful, and my hair is looking beautiful, as much as it's been here for a while. I'm annoyed because I don't know if this is something I'm supposed to say, but tomorrow we're supposed to be having a major protest in Kenya to just commemorate 2024. But outside here, outside archives, the government has paid people to synthesize them. Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Anyway, let's tour the archives because I have a lot to complain about. Let me show you around. I came here because when I went to the National Gallery a few weeks ago, also something that I really loved. For just a small entrance fee, you gain access to one of the Kenya's richest collection of history, treasures, and decades of work. Sometimes the greatest adventure don't require traveling far, just being curious enough to explore what's around you. I think these are the ancient clocks. Guys, you remember this man from last week's vlog? Okay, that music is too loud. This is Murumbi. We went and studied about him at the National Gallery. I think that this is just basically most of his photos. Yeah, Murumbi with his wife. That's a drum. And this is a Turkana grinder, and that is a stool. I don't remember the name of the stool. This is also a Turkana stool, and that one. Giriama commemoration outfits. These are all Giriama musical instruments. That's a drum, I think so. That's a guitar in the modern world. That's a horn. And this was in Murumbi's compound. As soon as you step into the ground floor, you are welcome into the world of Joseph Murumbi. This entire space reflects the life of a man who dedicated himself to preserving African rich heritage. Murumbi traveled across different parts of African continent, carefully collecting everyday household items, from furniture to war items, traditional tools, artifacts, sculptures, textiles, and objects that represent the diverse culture of Africa. What many people saw as ordinary items, he recognized as pieces of history worth protecting for the future generation. Walking through these rooms almost feels like stepping into his own home, his world and compound. Every object has a story, and together they paint a picture of how different African communities lived, created, and expressed their identity. As much as they are different, they are also similar in its own ways. His collection reminds us that culture isn't only found in grand monuments or historical books. It is preserved in the things people use every day. The chairs they sat on, the pots they cooked with, the carvings they made, and the art they passed down through generations. Without Joseph Murumbi, many of these culture treasures might have disappeared forever. Instead, they remain here, allowing us to appreciate the beauty, the diversity of history and of African culture under just one roof. You don't have to travel to a different country to be able to see how they lived and they worshipped. And this is one of the things that I have learned the last few times that I've visited places that show history and demand about it. See that beach? African gold. I don't know if you can see them clearly the way I'm seeing them. You're just seeing me because it's reflecting back. But yeah, those are African gold. That is a replica of an African leader. This is an Ashanti material. There's a lot of lighting coming from there, so it's affecting the video. So this is the art stone. Yeah, this is African art basically. And all this was in Murumbi's house. This is wild. That's a sculpture of who exactly? This is African ivory, the one with a crocodile. And yeah, and this is dolls, African dolls. These are the things I'll be buying my children to play with. The early art by the Akamba people. So all this is the early art by the Akamba people. There is a bed. I don't know. Probably it was a swinging bed outside. And that's an African material fabric. I don't know what this is. It's not written anywhere. Oh, cancer awareness campaign. And it's just telling here. So many messages been written here. As much as there's a lot of music coming in from outside, because on that day it was just generally a messy day, I just feel like I had a great time because for me art is unique and it speaks more words than just anything else. And a person who is in love with art, who enjoys painting, who enjoys crocheting, who enjoys doing things that are quite artistic, even editing is artistic, I am just left asking myself, how can I be able to preserve what I'm doing at the moment so that a generation that is coming may be able to come and appreciate the amount of art that is there in this world at this age, day and age.
You on my mind a lot. Don't need no time watch. I don't know how I got you in my pocket spot. Yeah, this babe, need you every day. You like my oxygen. Make it seem like the barging down. Got my heart no barging in. From the bed to the floor to the couch. Might wake the neighbors up. Break you in, then break you out. In the end, we gon' make a child. then we gon' hit the shower. Part 2, we don't need no pause. Getting real misty, we gon' get tipsy. Don't need a power shot. Before you leave, can you just please, please?
Yay! These are Ethiopian women outfits. African heritage. Yay! Ethiopian religious art. And there is the Ethiopian art. And then this is, I think it's John Bowles' collection. Ugandan artifacts. Jewelries. Look at how beautiful, like, necklaces and like artifacts from long time ago used to look. Very demure.
Before you leave, can you just please, please, please? Before you leave, can you just please, please, please? Before you leave, can you just please, please, please? This sound like Argentina. Had to fist my demeanor. Let's go. No, they don't want me breathing. Still I rose like God and Jesus. Got on 3 Jesus pieces, looking like Jay-Z and Yeezy. I'm so far from conceited, but how can I be defeated? I had to turn my wrist on like I'm Ben 10. Yeah, let's go. These rappers think they doing son, I'm not a fan. You trash. I told my dad today, he said it's all pretend. I got back in my bed, now I got no friends. Yeah. Before you leave, can you just please, please, please? Before you leave, can you just please, please, please? Before you leave, can you just please, please, please? Before you leave, can you just please, please, please?
One of the most striking display is this wall dedicated to President Mwai Kibaki. And you know what? Whatever I was reading here with a lot of passion and everything else, I was even dancing around while doing it. It's because one of his favorite, his quotes just is everything. And looking back at his leadership marked a transformative period in Kenya's history, particularly in economic growth, infrastructure, development, and expanding access to education. We all got free education because of him. As I stand here, you're just reminded of history isn't just about the distant past. It's also about the leaders whose decision continue to shape the country as we live, and even when he's already gone. Like, it's crazy. And just seeing his legacy live on, I'm so happy. Like, I'm so gassed down. So in the next post, you should just be able to just pause and take a minute to read just what this man left. Yeah, we're going up the stairs to see what is outside there. And okay, when I come down, I'll show you the actual. Let's go. We are going up last stairs. The camera is performing. I mean, sorry, you're not in my video. The prominent chiefs. Mbomomias. Bishop Otunga with his 85-year-old father, Chief Sudi. This is my favorite story. I love. This is one of It was before he became a cardinal. Damn it. Yeah. Oh my god. The governors during the colonial period, right? Philip Mitchell. This fucking man. Fuck you. Yeah. Sir Evelyn Lord Holdwick. Okay. I don't know most of this governors. I don't know most of the governors from the colonial period because I fucking don't give a fuck about them. Mau Mau struggle defenders. In the previous time, I showed you about Dedan Kimathi. This is my favorite person. Honestly, Kenya should find a way of honoring this man. This man deserves honor. It truly, truly deserves honor. Yeah, Matt is. You need to come here to experience this. So most of it is just me and my history. The part of history that I know that I'm generally like just saying people. I'm like, oh, so this is this person. This is this person. Yeah, but this side of the world is not like down there. Down there, I could literally give you a lot of information on what goes on below there. But when it comes to this side, it's mostly honoring people that were here before. But yeah, the rich and the poor, crazy. Let me show you around because I think this place is almost closing down. I came in very late. I was very skeptical about coming. But yeah, this is really mind-blowing, like mind-blowing. It's like blowing my mind away because yeah, I didn't think I would be at such a point where I can just diverse myself and dip myself into history. So here we are, the detention of the Mau Mau people, walkers, how they were being arrested. Benson Jofu, I don't know who that is. Kenyatta at rally, which he was arrested and detained. Interesting. Capturing Mau Mau warriors. And then this is the industry, how like after independence they now started growing the industry of agriculture and just starting how to like carving and just honoring the few things that we had as Kenyans. If you did history, you would totally understand what the Lejiko is. Yo, this is wild. Ronald Ngala, Masinde Muliro, the 6, Lancaster 1, Lancaster 2. My history is being tested for sure. Prominent personalities, that is Eliud Masu, Ronald Ngala, Bruce Mackenzie. I don't remember studying about him. Anyway, Piogama Pinto, the one who introduced the second vice president, Ramogi Ochieng Aneko, Fred Kubai, Michael Bundel, the Wazungus that remained behind, Thomas Joseph Mboya. This guy died. I don't understand why. Paul Nge, Choke Mwingai, Josia Mwangi. The royal visits. Swaziland. Miss Evelyn Baring, the wife of the Baring, marrying the Kikuyu. The hell? Queen mother. Honestly, I feel like pulling this part. Like there were people that were not supposed to be honored after like independence. But yeah. Who do we have? Queen mother, school children, whatever that side is. And then the police, the inspector generals of police since 1918 till 2009. Why don't we have the one till present? But yeah, these are the inspector police commissioners since then. Yes, these are the current ones. Yeah, this is the current inspector. Okay, this is the previous one, Boit. Yeah, serving as a police. And the Kenya Defense Forces, African pieces, bits and pieces. Now this is where I get to experience culture. For sure, my history has been tested for sure. The history has been tested for sure, 100%. Let me show you down there first. So that's the entrance, and this other part is where I've just been mind blown again. Yeah. Look at the first Nini for Kanu. Vote Kanu. Yay! Daniel Moi. I don't know what that is because I can't see the African Union flag. That is it. That's the African Union flag. And this is the seat that the first president used to sit on. Yeah, I know this. This is pure madness. And this was the first president, the late Mzee Jomo Kenyatta. His sculpture. This is the seat he used to sit on, and that is the African Union flag. And now President Jomo Kenyatta's life and history. Now we're back to being mind blown. That is his photo, and yeah, this is like his time photos of him with other people. I'm just interested in this one. Dr. Joseph Mungai Jomo Kenyatta, Mungai Chokwe and Tomboya on holiday at Coast.
Oh my God! Wow!
Nduguze, chupi! Of the programs of Kenyatta's independence. I think this is just the wall of showing the things, Serikali ya Muungano, and just everything going on. This was the second president, Moi Kibaki here, Moi, His Excellency Daniel Moi, and then that is our fourth president, Uhuru Kenyatta, and this is our third president, Moi Kibaki. They are all late, and these two are late, but we have President Moi, we have President Uhuru, who is our President Ruto, who's our current president, and then this is a prime cabinet minister. He's been a lot of things, and yeah, this is Uhuru Kenyatta before he became president, I guess, and that's the late Raila Amolo Odinga. I've not healed from that man, but we need a place to honor this man. Yeah, and these are the vice presidents over time in this country. So yeah, all these people were vice presidents. And that's Kalonzo Musyoka. Yeah, and that's President. I think this one is President Daniel Moi. Yeah. And then this here are the books. This was Kenyatta's program for his campaign, and that was Murumbi's books. And as we continue going on, this is President Moi's corner. That is when the Queen of England visited, and that is Kibaki when he was president. Insane, right? And this is Kibaki again when I think he invited the vice president as the president of China. So most of the things here are just about Kibaki, and then that is Murumbi basically. Murumbi will take over the rest of the parts. I'm not sure. Oh, these are the stamps that Murumbi collected. You remember in the previous episode, I was showing you stamps that I created. Oh my God, my phone almost fell. These were other stamps. Oh, I can imagine my brother cannot relate. Beautiful stamps. Damn, let me take a photo. So these are the stamps that were collected by Murumbi's wife. And there you go, like there's a whole collection of stamps, and these are the beautiful ones. You remember I told you that the ones from Ethiopia are the most beautiful stamps you will ever meet. At first glance, they may look like ordinary footages. They're just stamps, but they are much more than that. Each one is a tiny piece of history capturing important moments, people, wildlife, culture, national achievements in just a few centimeters of paper. Before the internet and instant messaging, stamps were an essential part of communication. Every letter that traveled across Kenya and the world was one of the small works of art. As you walk closely, you will notice that designs tell stories. Some celebrate Kenyan independence, others just from different parts of the continent, and they just have and tell different wild stories. And I just loved it. It's amazing to think that something so small could carry not only a letter but also the story of a nation. These stamps remind us that history isn't always about large monuments, but sometimes it's just hidden in small tiny things that we just don't know. And the fact that right now there are no stamps like before, I used to hear people say I was a stamp collector. I just appreciate that fact that Murumbi and his wife did a better chunk of that. Here is our first 47 counties governor. Well, this is a memoir, Kenyatta's memoir. Okay, all these are books that have been written about Kenyatta, and they were also collected by Joseph Murumbi. And these are about Tomboya. Interesting, right? And this is about the Kenya National Archives signages. I am just wowed by the fact that I have been able to study from before the colonial period, gaining of independence, to the first president, to the second president, to the third president that I just already talked about, Mwai Kibaki, because I feel like that was just my favorite president. I was young, I didn't know anything, but just having grown up and realized that Kenya of tomorrow is all built brick by brick by the people who are in leadership today is amazing. And just looking at this wall and just looking at Dedan Kimathi, and sometimes I feel like we failed that man because he fought for the good of Kenya and he built the Mau Mau system in a way that even the European people could not believe. Because if you read on that wall, it says that even when they arrested Dedan Kimathi, the colonial government was so excited, knowing that, you know what, we have finished this Africans, we are done with it, we have just entered a new phase. But they didn't know that this Mau Mau had field marshals like General, I'm forgetting his name, there was a General Mathenge or something of the sort. But just in just sinking in, diving deep, and just going through every president to our current president, he doesn't have a wall. But just going and seeing all the 47 county governors in that wall, it just spoke to me in a different way. In 2017, I think, when the devolution government was begun. And this is my first governor. Of course, I have to show him the most and something I've seen. There's a bunch of governors here that I know. Damn. Yeah, these are the first governors. And all this from here till the end of the corridor are just stamps. Wild, right? Stamps. The wedding, Prince Annie and Prince Anna in Seychelles. That's a stamp for a wedding. Damn it. Stamps. Look at stamps. They used to look beautiful. Like this is a woman that fought for like independence for us women. Wangari Maathai. She made change. She's a climate warrior. There are so many places in this Kenya that she fought for. She tied herself on trees. May her spirit live on. Yeah, those are the things that she got to do. But this is Wangari Maathai. That's the beautiful Iron Lady. If you have never visited the National Archives, let this be your sign. Whether you're a student, a family, an historian, you're just bored, just go there, simply looking for a unique place to explore Nairobi. Yeah, it's your sign. Okay. Just go, experience. It's worth it. It's just 65 bob. Like, seriously, it's not that serious. And I just wanted to show you the view of just outside the archives through the window as I was going back home. But sometimes the best way to move forward is to first understand where we came from. So just go there, experience singing, dive deep, just have a lovely time by yourself. This is a place you can take for yourself on a solo date and all that. So yeah, I'm just hooking you up. My siblings cannot understand this. Other than that, guys, we mark the end of this vlog here. See you on the next one. If I have anything else to show you, I'll definitely end up showing you by the time you're seeing this video. Anyway, subscribe, like, and share, and watch everything minus nothing. Share to as many friends as you can.